Okay, I'll get us started. And let me get the chat in case anyone wants to ask any questions. All right, I'll get started. And you know, the first thing, and I don't think I don't know, he might go over this a little, but just to get like monopoly is one firm, oligopoly, I would say, is 2 to 10. You have monopolistic competition, which is what we're going to be focusing on here. That's hundreds, and perfect competition, which is thousands. Okay. All right. So also, just for oligopoly, like 2 to 10 sellers, barriers to entry. He talked about that. Then about monopolistic competition. And here are the things similar to perfect competition, that monopolistic. Many firms, zero economic profit, easy to enter and exit. Okay. So many firms, free enter and exit, easy to enter and exit, zero economic profit. And then like monopolies, you would have price maker, demand greater than MR. So price maker, demand greater than MR, a deadweight loss. And the deadweight loss is because price is higher than marginal cost. Okay. And then, also just for things there, there's similar but not identical products, and there's product differentiation. So meaning like everything isn't this, the products are marketed a little differently. So therefore you could charge different prices. And the last thing I'd say is a lot of advertising. Now, those characteristics seem like all over, like they asked a lot of questions on the practice test. All right. All right. So you've got your short run here. I just have, again, demand in MR. So demand is greater than MR. This is the short run because we're making profit. You can't make or lose profit in the long run. I have MR equals MC up to demand. My price is greater than my ATC. So I'm making profit there. Let's see, do I have a loss? One. There's my profit box, okay? And there's a loss coming up. There, whoops, did I lose it? And there is the ATC above the price. Right? Either one of these are short run. And I'm going to just go back to this one first. All right, so if you're making profit, firms are going to enter. All right, firms are going to enter. Demand in MR are going to shift down. Why? Because say Phil's Pizza, all right? Now firms are going to enter and they're going to take some demand away from my pizza. So demand and MR are going to go down until you get to zero economic profit. If I'm here where we're losing money, firms are going to exit. Firms are going to exit, and their demand and MR are going to shift upward. Okay? Firms are going to exit, and demand and MR are going to shift upward. All right. All right. Now, this is kind of monopolistic versus perfect competition. I just want to, let's see, do I have a long run coming up here? Yeah, there it is. In the long run, just remember where MC, I didn't want it there. Okay. In the long run, where MC crosses AT, and again, he calls this the efficient scale. We call it productively efficient. But if you take that down, this is excess capacity. And what excess capacity is, I'm producing at Q, I'll put Q here, but I really have the capacity if I produce at my least efficient, my least cost to produce at Q1. So I have this excess capacity to produce more that I'm not using. All right. Right, then, okay, he has monopolistic competition, kind of versus perfect competition. Right, both in the long run, zero economic profit, price is equal to ATC. Okay, and here, price is equal to ATC, both zero economic profit. All right, now in monopolistic competition, you're not allocatively efficient. You're not producing where MC equals demand. Here you are producing where MC equals demand. You're not producing a productive efficient where MC crosses ATC. Here you are. So monopolistic competition, inefficient, perfect competition, efficient. So in monopolistic competition, because you're inefficient, you're going to have the dead weight loss, right? So your profit maximizer up to demand, down the demand curve, down the MC. That triangle is dead weight loss. All right. And they could also ask you MC equals MR up to price. And I'll get to the chat in 1 second. That would be consumer surplus. The circumstance would be, Sebastian, anytime firms enter or exit, MR and demand are going to shift. Okay. All right. All right. Then he talks about markup. All right. And in perfect competition, if you look, price equals MR equals MC. All right. Yeah. Max, I'll get to that in 1 second, producer surplus. So in the markup, in monopolistic competition, MC equals MR up to demand, so price is higher. Here, MC equals MR, it is the same. All right. Now, Max asked about producer surplus, and it's going to be below the price and above supply. So producer surplus would be like right in here. Okay. All right. All right. Where it says, so the markup, again, is price is greater than MC equals MR in monopolistic. And in perfect competition, MR equals demand equals AR equals P. All right. In welfare and efficiency, what they're talking about is dead weight loss. And your dead weight loss, we want here. So that is dead weight loss. All right. And then all you need to know is there's a lot of advertising. And, you know, if you think Burger King, Pizza Hut, Domino's Pizza, McDonald's, Wendy's, they all advertise a lot. Okay. That is truthfully the main stuff in the chapter. Okay. It wasn't a ton of new information in the chapter, but there it is. I'm going to now open, I want to just share the practice quiz and see, are there any questions on the practice quiz? So you could just chat in a question number, and I'd be glad to go over it. Three and five. Okay. Monopolist, let's do three. Monopolistic competition is characterized by, okay, the first one's efficient scale. No, we're not productively efficient. We don't produce at the lowest ATC. Number two, mark-off price. So yes, we take MR equals MC up to demand. So 2 is correct. 3, we have deadweight loss. 4, we have excess capacity. So it'd be 2, 3, and 4. Did that make sense to you, Kyle?
Yeah, I just got mixed up on the efficient scale. I forgot what that meant.
Okay. All right. That's just another way for productively efficient. All right, then let's see number 5. Okay. All right. Number 5. Which of the graphs depicts a short run equilibrium that will not encourage? All right. So if you're not encouraging exiting or entering, you're at zero economic profit. And would we look at graph A and say it's in the long run? Yes, but it's the only question. It's the only answer there. All right. So that would be 3 and 5. I also would just caution all you guys, 7 is not a monopolistically competitive. It's a perfectly competitive graph. So if they say, which one of these graphs in monopolistic competition makes money, it's only C. It's not C and D. All right. I'm going to get to 7 and 12. I'm assuming everyone could, oh no, 7 is going to be this. Okay. If the government forced Tracy to produce at an efficient scale. All right. So what do they mean by an efficient scale? They mean productively efficient, the lowest ATC. All right. How am I going to figure that out? I'm going to take my total cost and divide it by quantity. So the first one is going to be 15. The second one is 21 divided by 2. That's like 10.5, right? And I'm going to estimate some of these. The third one is 28 divided by 3. That's like 9.3. All right, I'm coming down here. I'm in the 9s. I also can't write in these small boxes. The fourth one is 36 divided by 4. So the fourth one is 9. So far, that's the lowest. The fifth one is 45 divided by 5. That's 9 too. So that's tied for the lowest. The sixth one is 55 divided by 6. That's 9 and a fraction. So that's going up. The seventh one is 9 and a fraction. The eighth one is 9. All right. So 4 and 5 are the lowest ATCs at 9. All right. So everyone understands how I did that. I took the total cost and I divided it by the quantity of each one, and I got the lowest, but it's tied at 4 and 5. The question asked, however, is what is the maximum profit Tracy can make? So at 4, the total revenue is 30 times 4 is 120 minus 36 is 84. All right, so that's the profit there. At 5, it's 120. It's 5 times 125 is 125 minus 45 is 80. So the answer is going to be at 4 units, what do they want here? Oh, and the profit is going to be $84. Who asked for 4? Dylan, did that make sense to you?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Is everyone else clear on how to do that? They're definitely going to ask you how to find the efficient scale of something. All right. I would fill all this out. I think I went over it when I did the breakdown of the test, but just so you know, like total revenue is price times quantity. Marginal revenue would be like, for the first one, 45 minus 0, so it would be 45. All right. All right, number 12. Okay. Suppose the average total cost is 18. So if the average total cost is 18, that means the ATC is going to hit right on the 18 mark, right? So if the average total cost is 18, 18 times 12 is going to be my total cost, right? Because they said quantity of 12. 18 times 12 is 180, 36 is 216. So my total cost is going to be 216. My total revenue is going to be, the price is 18, and at 12 units, so my total revenue is going to be 18 times 12. So I'm going to make 0 profits, and the price is 18. And I know the price because MC equals MR is 18. Andrew, did that make sense to you? Andrew, I got 0 profits because if I'm figuring out total cost, it's 18 times 12, right? If I'm figuring out total revenue, MC equals MR up to 18, it's 18 times 12. So my total revenue is going to equal my total cost, and that's going to get me 0 profits. Okay. Now, what I'd watch is, will they ask a question like, will they ask a question of what happens if your average total cost is 12? All right, well, if your average total cost is 12, your price is 18, it'd be 18 times 12 minus 12 times 12, okay? Yes, Austin, that is correct. Okay. All right, so just think about, like, they could ask you different numbers. They could even ask you, how about if the ATC is 16? And all you got to do is find your total cost, whatever your average total cost is, times 12. Also, they could say the quantity is 8. What would happen to profit maximize? Well, you'd want to increase. You always want to go to the profit maximizer. You always want to go to the profit maximizing price and the profit maximizing quantity. Any other questions people have? 6. I'm going to assume that's Tracy's hairdressing thing, but let's see where we are. Yep. Okay. Let me just erase some of this and I'll go over that. Okay. What's the pref? All right. Okay. So my marginal cost is 15 minus 10 here is 5. 21 minus 15 is 6. 28 minus 21 is 7. 36 minus 28 is 8. 45 minus 36 is 9. And you could fill out the rest of the chart. I think if I get to 9, I'm in good shape here. All right, this is going to be 1 times 45 is going to be 45. I need to figure out how to write better here. This is going to be 80. Oh, the pen just went. All right, here is 80. This is 105. That's 35 times 3. This is 120. 40 times 30 is 120. And then the last one is 125. And not the last one, but I think if I get down to 5. All right. So my marginal revenue is 45 minus 0 is 45. 80 minus 45 is 35. What is this? This is 105 minus 80 is 25. 120 minus 105 is 15. And then 125 minus 120 is 5. All right. So the fifth haircut, my marginal revenue is 5 and my marginal cost is 9. I'm not going to sell that haircut because I'm losing money. On the fourth haircut, my marginal revenue is 15. My marginal cost is 8. I'm going to do that one. So I'm going to stop at 4 because it's the last time my marginal revenue is greater than my marginal cost. All right. At 4, the haircut is worth $30. Does that make sense to you, Kyle?
How come I thought the profit maximizer was when marginal revenue equal marginal cost, but
It is. But if it doesn't equal, you have to stop where marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost.
oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, you can never produce where marginal cost is greater than marginal revenue. Okay, so I mean, one thing we figured out here is the profit maximizer is 4, so we know that. Okay, and if you fill out the rest of the chart, you'll have that information. Because Tracy's thing is definitely on the, when they put the chart on the practice quiz, it's always on the regular quiz. Any other questions? The answer is D30. All right, and it's because it's the last at 4 units, your marginal revenue is 15, your marginal cost is 8, so you'll produce at the 4th unit, and the price is 30. Any other? Okay. Any other questions from anyone? Yeah. Noah. Okay. 7 and 11. 7, Noah. You have to find the efficient scale, which is the lowest ATC, and you have to do the total cost, like 15 divided by 1, 21 divided by 2, 28 divided by 3. When you do all those, you'll find out 4 and 5 are both 9. They're the lowest. I know. So then I got to find which one's the most profitable. So 4 times 30 is 120, minus 36 is 84. 5 times 25 is 125, minus 45 is 80. So it's going to be 4. Okay. So again, what I did, I found the efficient scale, which is the lowest ATC, by dividing total cost by quantity. And just because it's hard for me to write with this, the 2 lowest ones are 9. Okay. Then I got to find the most profitable, which is price times quantity for these for total revenue. And that's minus the total cost. And that's going to be 4. Are you okay on that now, Noah? Okay, I'll go over 11 and then I'll go back to 5. All right, 11 is what? The firm, it illustrates. All right. Okay, it can't be the shutdown rule because the firm is making money. All right. So it's not A. Let me look at what the it's not long run economic profit because monopolistic competition can't make long run it's short run economic profit because if you're making profit, you have to be in the short run. Okay. If you're making or losing money, you're in the short run. So it's going to be C max. Does that make sense to you? All right. Someone wanted 5. Let's see, could I go to 5? Which one is 5? Oh, yeah, I got to just clean up. All right. Now, look, which graph depicts short run equilibrium that will not encourage? If you're not encouraging firms to enter or exit, you have to be at zero economic profit. Because at B, you're losing money, firms would exit. At C, you're making money, firms would enter. And D is perfect competition, so it has nothing to do with it. So A is the only answer, even though we would think of A as the long run. I guess you could be making zero economic profits in the short run too. All right. Someone asked, Andrew, does that make sense to you? Yeah, it's the only answer there, though. Any other questions? Yeah. All right. I would know these graphs. They're going to come up. Those same 4 graphs are on the regular quiz. So, B is losing money, firms are going to exit. C is making money, firms are going to enter. D is not perfect competition. A is zero economic profits. 1, 2, 3, and 4 know all those characteristics. They're going to ask that. They're just going to shuffle up the questions. Know how to do the chart. Know how to figure out efficient scale. All you do for efficient scale is total cost divided by quantity and figure out your chart. Break even is zero economic profit. Where is number 11? Break even would be zero economic profit. Okay, Noah? Okay. Any other questions? Number 10. Let me look at 10. Done. All right. Which of the following conditions is characteristics of monopoly? All right. All right. Price is greater than MR. That's true. But price does not equal MC because MC equals MR up to demand. So price is greater than MC. ATC equals demand. In the long run, ATC is equal to demand. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to just flip up here. Like if you look at A, right, Dom, ATC, where MC equals MR at the profit maximizer, ATC does touch demand. So it's equal to demand and MC equals MR. So that's why I think it's B there. That's why B is correct. Did that make sense to you, Dom? Okay. Anything else? Okay, I'll be around the ARC a couple of periods. I think one, I don't know. I think I'm in the ARC 1, 2, and 3. So if you're around then, if you have any questions that you think of, you could email me at night, and I'll probably answer them tomorrow. And you could watch the review breakdown of this. I did a video. Okay, if there's no other questions, thank you guys for attending. Great questions tonight. And there's another one in the chat. Let me get it to. Okay. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.